Hi, my name is Joel Mercier, and I'm going to be showcasing two of my final projects as a graphic design senior at Arizona State University. Both projects are around the topic of clothing overconsumption. The first project is an exhibit designed to be interactive, in-person, and impactful. The second project is a booklet that accompanies the exhibit and also details my senior year, project progression, and my research on the topic. The goal of my exhibit was to encourage the viewer to adopt more sustainable practices. The left panel educates on garment production and the negative impacts that has on our environment. The right panel provides resources to help the viewer take action. The journey of a garment is a fold-out in the shape of a t-shirt where the user pulls the tab and it reveals the steps it takes to create a garment. It also highlights the environmental dangers, such as the creation of microplastics through the use of synthetic fibers, the water pollution through textile dyeing, and the overall impacts of landfills. Below the fold-out are fabric panels, which, when the viewer lifts them up, it reveals how much water it takes to create a cotton t-shirt, a pair of jeans, and a pair of leather shoes. This emphasizes how much natural resources it takes to make something new. Next, moving on to the right panel, which begins with a bullet list of actions or changes a viewer can make and adopt into their life. Below that is going to be QR codes, one to my booklet, which I will touch on a bit later, and the other a quiz. The quiz allows the users to calculate their fashion footprint by answering a series of questions related to how they purchase clothes. At the end, they're ranked on a scale of low to high and provided with additional resources on sustainable fashion. Below the QR code is going to be the denim pledge board, where users create their custom pledge patch and they patch it over a hole in the denim. Previous iterations of this pledge board was just a plain board with sticky notes on the side. This one matches the theme better, it's more impactful, and it adds more dimension to the exhibit. Finally, at the bottom of my exhibit is imagery of a landscape where instead of mountains, it is heaps of clothing, which emphasizes the environmental issue of clothing overconsumption. And then to the right of that is a donation bin where viewers can put their pledge right to action and revisit the exhibit. My biggest challenge was designing the journey of a garment section. As you can see, I went through several iterations and designs, such as lists with blocks of text, a map, flip panels, slide panels, and then my first iteration of a fold-out, which before you did the fold-out, you would have to unzip a jacket. All of these were unclear in text. Some of them were inaccessible and just not easy to use, where my final iteration is easy to use, easy to read, and has clear hierarchy. Here you will see my first draft made in September, my first final draft made in October, and then my final draft again, which was finalized at the end of November. The exhibit creation process taught me to prioritize visibility and accessibility through both correct placement in the sections and text formatting. I focused on a variety of interactive elements, both tactile and digital, to help my message stick with the viewer. My final color palette merges my original, incorporating the denim colors with neutrals and greens to tie in the sustainability element. My first color palette was way too bright and really took away from the seriousness of this issue. Moving to my booklet project, my biggest challenge I had when designing this was incorporating design irony and telling a story. My first iteration was too text-heavy. It didn't read like an additional resource to my exhibit, and it didn't visualize the data or my project progression. I had to create a booklet system that was not monotonous, but also still felt united when you turned each page. This is one of my research spreads in its first version. The important numbers are highlighted in a different color, and the page all has the same typeface. There's a lack of visualization overall. compared to my revised spread, which uses fabric tears scaled to the percentage size. I created these tears myself and photographed them. I created a clearer typographic system by having 2 different typefaces. This is one of my project spreads. My first iteration was very flat, was just an image of my sketches, which contrasts my revised spread, which layers the sketches and plays with different opacities. This creates depth, and also it ties my layout to my topic of overconsumption. The spread I'm revisiting to improve is my exhibit overview section. There's just a lot of competing elements in this spread, so I'm going to move the typefaces and the color scheme down and have it aligned with the text blocks, and then I'm going to move the subhead and the text below it next to the exhibit goals section to help improve the overall layout of the spread. My final semester in the graphic design program was nothing but easy. This was definitely the most challenging semester I've ever had in school, and it really pushed me to be a better designer. I'm really proud of the impactful and educational designs I made, which made me feel a deeper passion for the issue of clothing overconsumption. Thank you to all my professors and all my fellow classmates that helped me get to the designer I am today.